मेरा गुजरात मेरा गुजरात मेरा। कहीं कोई मेरी गलती रह गई हो उसके लिए मैं आप सबकी क्षमा मांगता हूं।
गुजरात को अभी झांकी है, दिल्ली अभी बाकी है।
Good evening. It's been a hat-trick for Narendra Modi in Gujarat, a victory for the Congress in Himachal Pradesh. And these are two states that will change the shape and form of national politics as the countdown begins for 2014. Narendra Modi, especially in an address to the nation virtually, speaking in Hindi, unusual for him. He usually, through the campaign, has spoken only in Gujarati. He was clearly making a speech with one eye on the national stage. It was a victory lap with many taunts and mocking statements at the opposition Congress and at some of us in the media as well. Clearly, the victory lap is now seeking to take him from Ahmedabad straight to New Delhi. Along the way, what will that journey do to the BJP? What will it do to the fight within? And has the Congress run out of options to take on Narendra Modi? Will Narendra Modi remain the same man that he was in 2007, or will he readapt himself to the changing dynamics of a national stage that is clearly his to play on now? With me is, of course, my colleague Vikram Chandra. We'll be looking at all of these twists and turns over the next 60 minutes. But first, let's bring you straight excerpts from Narendra Modi's speech that many believed was a speech not for Gujarat, but for Delhi. And it opened with a reminder that irrespective of the final vote count, victory was his.
मैं देश के बड़े-बड़े पंडितों को टीवी पे सुन रहा था। मैं हैरान था। अभी भी वो गुजरात के विजय को पचा नहीं पा रहे। पता नहीं आज रात को उनका क्या होगा। नींद आएगी या नहीं आएगी। मैंने तो देखा किसी ने यहां तक कह दिया ये चुनाव तो ड्रॉ है, ड्रॉ। क्यों? तो एक स्टेट कांग्रेस जीत गई, एक स्टेट बीजेपी जीत गई। क्या ये क्या बौद्धिक व्यभिचार हो रहा है? अरे मेरे मित्रों, गुजरात को इतना नीचा दिखाने के लिए इतनी मेहनत क्यों कर रहे हो? एक काम करो, गुजरात कांग्रेस की सीटें और हिमाचल कांग्रेस की सीटों दोनों का मेल कर दो, उसके बाद भी गुजरात की ज्यादा है। कुछ तो शर्म करो यार। मित्रों, विजय विजय होता है, मानना पड़ेगा। अगर बीजेपी की 93 सीट होती तो भी शपथ बीजेपी सरकार का ही होना था।
So a really interesting speech there by Narendra Modi, and also a blog that will also be dissected in great length. Some very interesting statements in that. We'll come with a great panel to discuss all of this and what it might mean for Delhi. But let's just remind you, in case you're just switching on your TV sets, this is exactly what happened today. The results in both Gujarat and in Himachal. And let's also take a look at the votes which were actually cast. There's a very important message hidden in that as well. So let's first start by taking a look at the results. Flashing up on your screen right now. This is Gujarat. So 115 there for the BJP, down 2 from last time. It was all the way up to 122, then it slid in the very last minutes. Congress picking up 1, others picking up 1, but it's whichever way you look at it, it's a big victory for Narendra Modi, the 3rd time running. Let's look at the vote share now, and that's, I think, where a very, very important message is also hidden. 48% for the BJP, 40% for the Congress, 12% for others. Now, again, this has changed as more and more rounds came in a little later in the day, but it does mean there was a 1% swing away from the BJP to the Congress, but that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough to prevent Mr. Modi from winning a rather comfortable third term in power. So 1% swing away from the BJP to the Congress when you really look at vote change.
All right, the question that everybody is asking is that as Narendra Modi sets his eye on the national stage, will it be a different Narendra Modi? Arun Jaitley, speaking to us earlier, made the argument that he's already different, that 2012 was not 2007 or 2002 when he looked at his style and campaign. There have been many people who've clamored for Narendra Modi to make an apology for the riots, something he steadfastly refused to do, saying, I'm not guilty, and if I am, then why should I only apologize? Today, in that speech that addressed to the nation, that address aimed to, in a sense, that really set the beginnings of his national journey, there was a reference to an apology, but it was ambiguous, it was, some would say sarcastic, some would say genuine, certainly open to interpretation. This is Narendra Modi asking for forgiveness if he's made any mistakes.
कहीं कोई मेरी कमी रह गई हो, कहीं कोई मेरी गलती रह गई हो, तो मैं मेरे 6 करोड़ गुजराती भाइयों बहनों, उसके लिए मैं आप सबकी क्षमा मांगता हूं। आपने हमें सत्ता तो दी, लेकिन आप मुझे आशीर्वाद दीजिए, आप मुझे आशीर्वाद दीजिए ताकि आगे भी हमसे कोई गलती ना हो। आप आशीर्वाद दें ताकि गलती से भी हमारे हाथों से किसी का बुरा ना हो।
And if I can just add from what he said in the speech there, this is what Narendra Modi wrote in his blog after winning. He says, we are not a government only for those who voted for us. We are a government deeply concerned about each and every individual of this state. As Gujarat marches ahead on the path to glory and pride, the growth and success of every Gujarati belonging to every caste, creed and class is vital. That's what he wrote on the blog just after that.
So are we seeing a Narendra Modi seeking to reinvent himself? What does this mean for national politics? Joining us now, Information and Broadcasting Minister Manish Tiwari. Also with us in the studio, Pawan Verma. We've known him as an author and diplomat, but he's getting ready to embark on his political career with a very interesting party, Nitish Kumar's Janata Dal United. And the position that the JDU takes will be key to what happens to Narendra Modi's equations within the NDA. Let me start with you, Manish, if I may. The Congress believed that it had given its best fight yet to Narendra Modi, even as your party got slammed for running a very low-key, cautious campaign, so cautious, so wary, so scared that it didn't even have the names and faces of Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Manmohan Singh on the posters. Has this boomeranged actually for you badly, you know, in a sense, the inability to throw up a leader who can take on Narendra Modi and to throw up an idea who can take on Narendra Modi?
Well, I think, Barkha, you need to put the result in a certain perspective. There are 2 states which went to the polls. Both were held by the Bharatiya Janata Party. The Congress won one. The BJP retained the other. At the end of the day, how do you conclude the result in terms of the big picture? It is obviously advantage Congress. And the triple play, you know, which is being made a lot
Congress?
out of.
No, why? I didn't get that.
Well,
why,
for the simple...
Why is it advantage Congress?
Well, for the simple reason that if both the states are held by the BJP and the Congress reclaims one, you know, obviously it is advantage Congress. You know, we've taken one state from the Bharatiya Janata Party. You know, let's not forget that. And how much ever somebody may try and ridicule a small state, you know, by trying to do some weird mathematics, that does not take away from the fact that Himachal Pradesh is also a constituent state of the Union of India and the Congress has won a decisive victory. And number 2, you know, this triple play which is being, a lot of it is being made out of it. Let's not forget the fact that this is not the first time a triple play has taken place. You know, why do people forget Delhi? You know, the Congress won Delhi thrice in a row. So therefore, this is not something, you know, which is unexceptional or it has happened for the first time.
But Manish, I think one of the implications, I mean, I hear what you're saying, one state was won by the Congress, one was won by the BJP, but the victory of Narendra Modi, in a sense, also has other massive implications for the national stage. Not least the possibility that he could really be the person whom the Congress is fighting in 2014 or whenever the next general elections are. Certain statements and comments he made, the speech in Hindi, maybe showing that he is positioning himself for that fight. Does that make you nervous? Is he an opponent you would like to fight in 2014?
Well, ultimately, Vikram, our politics is not determined by, who decides to contest against us. Let's not forget the fact that we took on Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2004. Let's also not forget the fact that we took on Mr. L.K. Advani in 2009. Now, that's for the BJP to figure out if they consider the Gujarat Chief Minister to be a taller leader than Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee or Mr. L.K. Advani. And eventually, Barkha, our politics or our strategy is not determined by, who decides to pit whom against us.
But Manish, I want you to talk a little bit about a statement you made today that raised a few eyebrows. You said that in all the seats that Rahul Gandhi had campaigned in Gujarat, those were the seats where the Congress did well. Now, this is a bit difficult to fathom because the Congress overall has not done well. Some of your key leaders, including your PCC president, have lost. The Congress failed to throw up a chief ministerial candidate against Narendra Modi. If Rahul Gandhi was the magic wand, why did he only come in at the tail end? If he does contain that magic potion that can be the antidote for the Congress to Narendra Modi, why did he not swallow that earlier? It's a bit confusing, your statement today, and it's bemusing to many in the BJP.
Well, Barkha, I only made a statement of fact. The reality is that Mr. Rahul Gandhi did 13 meetings, 8 in Gujarat and 5 in Himachal Pradesh. And in all those constituencies where the meetings were held, the result is 100%. The Congress won all those 13 states.
So why didn't he come earlier?
People be amused about it?
So why didn't he come earlier, and why didn't he campaign more aggressively, and why didn't he put himself out there like he did in Uttar Pradesh? If Rahul Gandhi
for the simple...
Yes, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, the question simply is that therefore why did Rahul Gandhi not establish himself as more of a political presence in Gujarat, if that is indeed the case as you argue?
For the simple reason, Barkha, because I've answered this question earlier on in your show also, that if you look at the Congress campaign as it unfolds across various Vidhan Sabha elections, the national leadership of the Congress party only pitches in at the end, and that too on the request of specific individual candidates. So therefore, as I was looking at the results coming in, what struck me when I plotted that graph was that all the 13 constituencies where there were requests for him to speak, obviously there were more requests, but there was a shortage of time and he could do only 13 meetings. And all those 13 meetings, in all those 13 constituencies, Congress candidates have won. So that's a statement of fact.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.